time to listen to our chief guest. Today, we have with us a very special person as chief guest, Dr. Ingrid Vasiliu-Feltes. She is a healthcare executive, futurist, and globalist who is highly dedicated to digital and ethics advocacy. She's a passionate educator and entrepreneurship ecosystem builder, known as an expert speaker, board advisor, and consultant. Throughout her career, she has received several awards for excellence in research, teaching, or leadership. This past year, she has been named one of the top 100 global healthcare leaders, top 100 global finance leaders, and top 100 women in crypto, and appointed to the board of UN Legal and Economic Empowerment Network. She is acting as a chief ethics officer for GBA Global, senator, and as the chief quality and safety officer at Meta. IT and innovation initiatives across the enterprise, such as telehealth, blockchain, AI, genomics, precision medicine, population health, medical simulation, and value-based care. Additionally, she provides leadership to the Mednac Center for Research, Education, Quality, and Safety. Throughout her career, she has held several leadership positions and is a member of numerous prestigious professional organizations. Dr. Vasiliu-Feltes is an honorary advisory board member of several companies, as well as an editorial board member for Frontiers in Blockchain, a member of the FinTech Experts League, as well as the ambassador for several international not-for-profit organizations, most notably Blockchain in Healthcare Today, Inspired Minds and Women in AI. Thank you so much for joining us today. Over to you, Dr. Ingrid.
Great. Thank you for inviting me. It's a great honor to be part of the summit. And it was a great keynote. I really appreciated the wonderful insights. And this is a great segue for our next section, the impact of healthcare innovation on the SDG goal number 3. What I wanted to share with all of us is the fact that innovation and entrepreneurship go very close together. And I wanted to highlight some of the major improvements we've made in healthcare innovation and the trends we are seeing globally, as well as the impact on SDG3s. Then I will highlight a few global challenges and future directions for all of us, how we can improve. When we look at global healthcare market status currently, we see that digital healthcare has reached unprecedented heights it's expected to reach $660 billion during the time period from 2019 to 2025. The healthcare analytics market is also burgeoning, and healthcare services have increased tremendously and are expected to continue to do so. The digital and virtual health care arena are considered strong drivers. During this last few 2 years, but particularly increased during the pandemic times, we've seen telemedicine and telehealth growing, remote monitoring and point of care testing becoming state of the art and requirement for survival in many areas of the world. The impact is in all areas within the healthcare ecosystem and life sciences. Through the innovative methods, we can improve health literacy, we can increase health prevention, we can improve health maintenance, and we can also impact treatment of acute and chronic disease, as well as wellness and longevity. There are numerous emerging technologies that are currently being deployed in healthcare to try to address all these arenas, specifically artificial intelligence, genomic sequencing, nanotechnologies, wearables have shown us that during the pandemic times, they can really be a great addition to all the other healthcare efforts. There are also several other examples of emerging technologies that are under development, and we're not going to go over all of them, but definitely virtual clinical trials, gene therapies particularly have shown the impact they can have on vaccines and on impacting global population health. However, as was highlighted in our keynote, and as we are all aware, we also have significant challenges despite these major innovations. As was highlighted during our keynote, the social determinants of health are major deterrents in many areas of the world, and definitely ethics and data governance, regulatory and legal barriers remain tremendous. The cost of healthcare is also increasing, unfortunately, and debt globally has increased. And we continue to have interoperability challenges that unfortunately prevent many areas of the world to benefit from some of the innovation trends that I mentioned earlier. So what is the impact on SDG3 of all this innovation and of all the challenges I mentioned? Unfortunately, it is estimated that the pandemic 18 months have impacted global health tremendously. And per the latest reports from the World Health Organization and several other statistics, we have seen a drop in global GDP, an expected global GDP loss estimated to continue until 2022, global unemployment, academic delays due to lack of schooling, worsening of routine healthcare prevention, worsening of chronic medical conditions, worsening of access to care due to burdened healthcare ecosystems. Additionally, we have seen increased mortality, reduction in preventive services, reduced access to care, lack of adequate protective equipment for medical staff in many areas, lack of adequate screening tests in many areas, and so on. When we look at the SDG key targets, we can clearly see how every single one has been, of course, affected, but also how healthcare innovation can help each one of them. Specifically, I would like to highlight the mortality target, ending preventable deaths, ending all other chronic diseases that we've been fighting for many years, ensuring universal access for women healthcare services, achieving universal health coverage, and reduce death and illness. According to the latest World Health Organization GAP report, I wanted to highlight how they outlined that we can all collaborate and work towards improving this situation. And their action items are all clustered around these pillars: engaging, increasing accountability, accelerating innovation and the efforts that we see across the globe that are effective, aligning our strategic efforts, and collaboration. Again, as was highlighted during our keynote, collaboration is essential and it must be done at state level. As a matter of fact, the World Health Report emphasizes that collaboration is the path and impact is the destination. And out of all the data gathered, having country-wide strategies are essential for success. What are some of the specific opportunities we have to improve the impact on SDG3? We can increase interoperability because that will definitely increase access, as we mentioned, and reduce the divide that we see across markets. We can leverage converging technologies to help bridge some of those gaps. By deploying design thinking and having an empathic approach towards all key stakeholders and all patients around the world, we can design a more human-centric new ecosystem. So out of all this crisis, we can have a new global healthcare ecosystem emerge that will be better, hopefully, because if we learned our lesson during this pandemic times and design a better healthcare ecosystem, we can actually achieve good results long-term. And another very important aspect is self-sovereignty. It's important for all patients and citizens to be empowered to understand their potential of engagement with their healthcare data and their rights. And specifically, the patient's bill of digital rights in this healthcare environment that's highly virtualized is very important for success. What are some of the future directions that we can embark on? There are several new disciplines that have gained traction during pandemic times. Precision medicine, which is a new discipline that is based on genomics and next generation sequencing, has proven not only to be successful in developing vaccines in a record time, but also novel other medications and treatments that we can benefit for years to come in addressing other illnesses as well, not just the current pathogens that cause this pandemic. Personalized medicine is another discipline that's gaining traction. Augmented and exponential medicine as well, as we highlighted, emerging technologies are a powerful tool. I would also like to emphasize the importance of digital ethics. Particularly in the pandemic times, we have seen a lot of areas of the world where human rights, unfortunately, were neglected in an effort to try to address pandemic crisis. not all human rights have always been upheld in all areas of the world. So being mindful and designing a new healthcare ecosystem with digital ethics in mind and having proactive programs is essential for long-term success and in upholding all the other rights that we value so dearly. Last but not least, we have an opportunity to change the paradigm for future generations and share in a global precision medicine data exchange so that everybody in the world can benefit from the insights that can help global health. We can have an internet of medicine solely dedicated for the greater good. Digital health twins can help us improve safety in healthcare and in global population health. Smart health wallets and smart health cities can become the future and can hopefully prevent future pandemics as well. This concludes my presentation, and I would like to thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ingrid, for that inspiring session. Technical issues happen. That's not a problem at all. And with this, we have come to the end of our opening session. We'll be back after a short break.